All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Dorohedoro, Season 1, Episode 11. Getting
All right.
closer and closer to the end of the show.
I'm not ready for the show to be done for now.
Yeah, me neither.
I want
me
a
neither.
Season 2
There
already.
needs to be a Season 2.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in a situation here.
It's a bit of dire straits, you know.
Yeah,
Kaiman is on the way with the gyoza truck, cart, and all that stuff.
Yep.
But Prison Break didn't go so well, and Nikaido is under En's control.
Yeah. She is already partnered with him officially.
And apparently that means he can control her. Hopefully she'll be able to reverse that and control him, but
or at the very least we'll have to understand what kind of conditions are set in place as to how he's controlling her, because we've never seen that, at least I think, thus far, with any kind of like partner dynamic.
Yes. But Shin is currently about Wrecking House and deciding whether or not to go for the head or the heart
of our doctor boy.
Who's already been disarmed.
It's quite shocking.
Yes, cockroach speaking skills. Well, no, but the cockroach speaking skills were very helpful in beginning the breakout. Yes. Also, we still have a mushroom that needs to be unmushroomed at some point.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Oh my God, that's right, yeah.
Yes!
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
I totally forgot about that.
Shocking! Yeah.
I love it. What a great way to backpedal basically on a horrific thing that was about to happen. Because, of course Shin wouldn't. He's like, oh, hey!
Yeah, man!
Sorry about the arm, we can fix that, but great to see you.
I know. Help me out here. Yeah.
Right.
Shisume
And here I was thinking Kaiman would have to come in and save them, but nope. Nope.
Man. Guess not. Okay. Oh my God.
Wow. The boss? Wow, I love it.
Non-fiction!
Death mushrooms, yes!
So backstory, just all of a sudden.
Oh! Was that city when he was born? And then siphoned them? Wow.
Holy crap.
Seriously?
Oh, the dumpster takes you straight to hell! Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay, well, some creative liberties taken with this part.
Maybe.
Here. Yeah, maybe.
I think this might have actually happened.
Maybe. Yes, I died, but I lived, you know? Like, set everyone free.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow. This is so badass.
Yeah.
The crowd, yep. Grow, yep. Oh, wait, no.
Hold on.
Oh, shoot. Okay, yep, this is...
All right.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, shoot.
胸に言い知れぬ不安がこみ上げていた。この時二人は十字目の男に何か見たこともないような。
Time magic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh my god.
二人死ぬ運命か。俺はこの男を見て感じた。俺に未来はない。首には浅い傷ができていた。
Basically letting you know that he could have killed you.
Yeah, yeah.
全てをキノコと化してしまった。
The whole
So
town.
that must have been the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
俺は見たのだ。
Oh.
中に消える首のない男。
No way.
Whoa. Huh? The way he's looking at like the camera, just like we took some creative liberties.
この映画が未完成で6年前のあの日に戻り、十字目の男が死んだのか、それとも生きているのか、すべての真相を知りたいから。
Okay.
十字目。
Holy crap.
All right.
Yes!
I love it.
Python!
Wow. Wow.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah.
I love it.
It's
so great.
No questions asked.
Yep.
Nothing. Oh, the
Wait,
place is called
Mappa.
Mappa. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
それはうちのワゴンよ。ダンバさん、お元気そう
Oh.
ね。人聞きの悪いこと言わないで。
I improved this
した
recipe.
だけよ。
Oh no.
Oh, I love it.
でかい。
とにかくお前は今日から商売敵ってわけだ。
I designate you as a rival.
大して売れないと思うがね。そん時は自分の店畳んでてめんとこで働いて。
Oh no.
約束よ。
Whoa. God, her design with the bat and then the rats, like. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Oh.
いや、今すぐホールに
Nah, no, don't do that. Yeah.
昔のことは感謝してるが、あんたらがトカゲ男の仲間だとすりゃ、俺とは敵。
And I would have to kill you. Yeah.
10年前に余計なことに首を突っ込んだおかげで君も私もこうして生きていられるよ。そう思わないかい？ね、バークス君。
He's like, I'm sitting next to the guy.
いやいや、私が興味あるのは研究だけだよ。
相変わらずだな。
I love that interaction.
Yeah, it was so good.
なんで二階堂が解放に乗ってるの？よし、準備 OK。
Whoa, okay.
カイマンさん元気ありませんね。
女のことなんかでアホらしい。本当はもう分かってたんだ。
But now you've got the
二階
proof.
堂が魔法使いだってこと。もう俺があいつを助ける必要なんてないのかもしれない。二階堂。
Oh no. Oh
Crap.
no.
Crap.
Oh god.
その店が争う大対決。
Ah! Wait, this is like a citywide thing?
あの女例のお前の。
Dear. We'll need more than 30 pies. Oh no.
Completely ignored.
Yep.
だが早くも勝敗は決しているようだな。
That lean over.
いい香りですね。
Wait. Oh, she has some kind of like manipulative magic or something.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wait. Wait. All
Yeah.
the men?
浜かな。
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
並んで食うほどのもんか。
Yeah.
アスカさんって素敵だと思いません？
Wow. Ah!
Yeah, right. Senpai? Yeah.
お前ら俺と
Wow. Are you trying to compete with me? Oh my god. Hey, this could be a way for Kaiman to be able to talk to Nikaido alone, you know?
Yeah. Oh, they just bought a bunch of frozen pies.
Oh my god.
Angel. Whoa. So why isn't she? Yeah, why isn't he affected?
Kaiman, now's your chance.
Yep. Yep. Come on, Kaiman!
You can do it!
Come on!
Right. Go!
Oh, he's trying to find an excuse. He's so scared. Yeah.
Okay, she recognizes him. All right.
Hey.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. They're gonna still eat more than all the guys combined.
Noi alone.
Yeah.
たち何してたんだっけか
Oh, these aren't mushrooms.
I'm getting heartburn. All that crappy food.
Yep.
Ooh.
Who cares about the other judges? Yeah. Yeah, you will be dead. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god.
Now head into the finale.
Yeah.
Have to fight.
The true finale for the show. Yeah, everything's turned upside down.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, I have heartburn. So, En made a movie about his rise to power, about his backstory and everything. Oh god, I love it. And the way he was like, it gets me every time, like, you know.
Yeah. It's like, it's good no matter how many times I watch it.
Yeah.
That is
Dorohedoro.
Oh, Dorohedoro. Wow.
All right.
Okay, that was hilarious, but also we get end backstory.
Yeah.
Through a movie. That he made, directed, wrote, and starred in.
And produced and all of that. I love it.
And so they recreated, probably with like CGI or what have you, events from his past.
Right.
So that it would look like a specific way.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things that I think is hilariously genius about it is that they're basically saying, okay, here's En's backstory. You're going to have to just sit here and get it dumped on you, right?
Yep.
But two things. One, En created it for entertainment and also to be like
ego or and whatever,
so that he can finish the story and then use time magic to go and figure out what happened to that sorcerer.
Right.
Now, here's the part that's crazy genius about this. This is a movie, which means it was recreated after all the events took place.
Yes.
Which means that none of it is actually entirely reliable.
Yes.
The entire thing is a joke on the unreliable narrator thing.
Right. It is entirely dependent on
En's capability to recreate his own memories in film.
and willingness to. And Noi even said,
or not Noi, the other one.
Oh wait.
Remember the one with the bird head.
Oh.
Was like, it takes there's a lot of creative liberties taken with it.
I thought that was Noi. I thought
Noi
just walked
wasn't
by and
there.
was like, oh, okay.
No, that's this bird guy here, the one who's the biggest fanboy of.
Definitely the biggest fanboy of En.
Of En, yeah, and at the end here, yeah. looks directly into the camera.
Oh, although according to Noi, the movie is dramatized quite a bit. Right, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, according to Noi. Right. Okay.
Yeah. And of course, En watches his own movies, and is like, oh yeah, great movie, no matter how many times I watch it. Yep. Okay.
Not released to the general public, which is a nice little detail of saying that other people don't know about a lot of these things.
Right. He's keeping the details private until he resolves it. That way it doesn't change things. But once he does, it'll build the legend. He already has a statue. He needs a bit more. He had the ramen shop with the song, by himself about mushrooms and whatnot. Yeah. And you know what? If mushrooms were all I knew from the day I was born, basically, and they kept me alive in hell itself.
And
I also would probably have a bit of an obsession.
Seriously.
With the I forget what the variety, what the technical term is for mushrooms as far as the kind of plant they are, but
the biology type, basically.
Yeah.
Fungi.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, right. Duh. I too would have an obsession of the fungal variety.
Right.
But oh man. That was wonderful. I love that we got the whole bit with the pie contest too, where it's a simple contest. That's not how this works.
No.
This is a citywide contest that En and the rest of the gang personally oversee the judging for. Even though it still is resolved by En just being like, you gave me a pie with mushrooms? Good taste. You win.
Instantly.
Instantly.
That's you don't tell us how the vote weighting is. I'm guessing Noi and Shin have probably double weight to their vote. And then, Fujita and Ebisu have single, weighting. And then En has quadruple,
Yeah, I imagine it's something like the... like America's Got Talent or something like that. But then there's the golden buzzer thing, except En is the only one who has that, and there's only 2 contestants, so he just puts the mushroom stamp of approval on it, and you're good.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it was
golden mushroom. Yeah.
Yes, the golden mushroom, right?
Yeah,
It's a fun way to make it be something that is silly, and yet brings the characters in, but then ends up being a reason for the splitting off of the group for Nikaido so that then Kaiman can talk to her. Cool. But the influence has not been broken. She still can't go with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're in a situation right now where, depending on how this goes, it's going to come down to basically just a physical brawl. Because Kaiman is immune to magic and sorcery and stuff like that.
Unless she does her time magic.
And that's the thing. We don't know how his immunities will affect how she does things, because if she's not casting it on him, then it should work just fine. Like if she cast it on herself.
Oh, sure. Or the environment or things like that, for sure.
Or whatever.
But, there is that whole thing of, if the show wanted to have a convenient way to have Kaiman have what's done on him to be undone, right? We have been told... Nikaido has been told that you could solve everything with your magic,
Yeah, and maybe will she unintentionally solve things?
Well, she could also potentially have the motivation to do it, because if she winds him back, then he would be easier to defeat.
But again, that's the thing. We don't know what type of time magic she has. Does she wind back an individual? Does she?
That's a good point. Yeah, so it might not make sense to use it
itself back,
right? And if that's the case, then it wouldn't make sense to do it in a battle.
I would say on some level, because smoke is probably going to be the main delivery vessel of it, that her smoke doesn't instantly transport to all,
right. You would think it would be localized, right? And you might be able to send a localized set of people through time or things like that.
But that's my guess, is that it's primarily just you as a person move through.
And we've talked about this kind of stuff, right? We'll have to see how it gets brought up, whether it's in this battle or when En uses her to go back in time.
Exactly.
Who knows? But the ultimate emotional torture is here, because it's not obvious that she's being controlled. That's the thing, right?
It's not.
Kaiman doesn't know about all this stuff. He has no idea, right? So in fact, really, the fact that he's even saying, no, I'm gonna drag you back, that's him just being stubborn, right? Because everything that he of the Nikaido that he knows, right, would want to go back with him, right? Because she decided to be with him originally for a reason. You know, she decided to not be a sorcerer.
Yeah.
But now he's questioning everything because, no, I can't, run from it anymore. She's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I loved the whole bit of, does she even need my help? Like, not should I give it, but she's probably fine. Like, if she's a sorcerer, what kind of trouble could she really get into? Now, she has been in things that seemed like pretty good trouble before.
Right.
And you did save her there, but...
Yeah,
it's great seeing him doubt.
Yeah, and this is a good kind of bit for having our protagonist be the one who is the most in the dark about everything, and yet being pushed on by like a stranger, you know, like his manager of the pie restaurant.
This is your chance. You may never get one again.
Yeah, exactly. Go, man. Just go get her.
You really think you help much around here, anyways? Hey, don't worry about it. I haven't paid you yet, anyway. So yeah.
I'll be coming back for that paycheck. Yep. Oh, I loved what he like kind of represented in the story, and that he was kind of a male Nikaido in a lot of ways. Like he kind of provided that, like, hey, I make food. I figured out how to find
advice,
a little place in this thing here, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of support and stuff. And it's just really wholesome stuff, so it's really cool.
Also, the scene that I think it would be very easy to overlook is the scene at the very beginning of the doc. Wait, you're the doctor from the hole. No, get over here. Patch this guy up. Like, and then them talking afterwards and them fixing it for everybody, right? Just being like, oh, let's undo this. Let's, your friends and everything. Right. But at the same time, you're working with the lizard guy.
Yeah,
he's enemy. We're kind of enemies. That whole kind of like the way it was an awkward dynamic for both of them, and I would even say more awkward for Shin than it was for the doctor.
Right.
Like there was the guy sitting next to Shin. I forget his name, and he's like, are you sure you want to be saying this? But the doctor's totally chill about it, right? Yeah. And Shin's like, come on, be intimidated, damn it! Like we're enemies, and I'll give you the pass just this one time.
Yeah.
Don't. Why are you being difficult?
Fine. Okay. Whatever. I love Shin and Noi together. But I love just the dynamic they have with characters in general.
Oh yeah.
And they're such a great kind of.
Shin is such a baka tsundere.
Yeah, like bumbling idiots, kind of stumbling their way through everything with these busted powers.
Yep.
And then surviving through all that chaos. Which, speaking of which, they were in En's backstory. Encountered this guy with the cross eyes and potentially time magic. And experienced it themselves.
Yep.
So here's the part that was rather fascinating about this. I think this is important that we actually go and kind of extrapolate a couple things from this to determine what actually happened here. So someone goes on a rampage and starts killing people.
Yep.
And is only taking the head with him. And they're aiming for skilled sorcerers.
Right.
Now, this is, I would say, just a very, very pointed way of saying that this person is the one that is either connected to Kaiman's whole situation.
And Risu and all that.
Or is literally responsible for the whole situation.
I think so too.
The part that's weird though is that Kaiman, when Nikaido found him,
was a headless
had
body,
no head. But something happened that made Kaiman get a lizard head.
Right, so that...
And we don't fully know what that is.
Well, we know that it was Ebisu that gave him the lizard head. Right. And we know that somehow he was able to survive without a head, hence walking around and things like that. The fact that there was no head at a point when Nikaido found him was she actually might have, who knows, used her time magic to turn things back, which gave him the head, or he healed it back.
It's a lizard head, though.
No, right. But like, so here's what I'm thinking. No.
Okay.
So that's the same person.
That's Risu.
That's Risu, basically, right? And
I'm with you.
And this is how we can get En and Kaiman and everybody hopefully potentially working together, since they have a common objective, enemy, etc. That way the band can all be working together and it'll be great. But as far as Risu's whole thing goes, here's what I'm predicting. He did this whole thing faces off with En. He disappears. En sees the headless man leave through a door. He goes back to the other cross-eyed people. They use Ebisu with her lizard magic to give him a lizard head and other stuff like immunity to magic and things like that, right?
Whoa. How would he have gotten immunity to magic?
Well, we know that Kaiman has it at some point, right?
Yes.
So at some point that happens, and let's just say that it happens in that span of time. For some reason, at another point, he loses his head, goes to, and then that's when Nikaido finds him, right?
Okay.
Because I'm guessing that it's
this guy that just, his magic was that he was immune to magic. And that's something that he carries over and kind of has access to.
I thought we were saying that this guy had time magic. Because if he had immunity to magic, that would be different, right? Because it's not just because this is why time manipulation and things like that is so busted, right?
Yeah.
Because even when you have a duo like Shin and Noi, right?
Yeah.
They still can't do anything against him. Not really. He's got time, right? Like that just doesn't work. When your action economy is 0 and theirs is infinite, you lose, right? That's just how it happens. It doesn't matter how busted your stats are, right?
Right.
But he has a human head here, right? This is before whatever transformation happens that turns him into Kaiman, assuming that it's the same entity.
Yeah,
I
think that the body size is also just a big kind of thing of like, this is the body that Kaiman is using right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which then is a great sort of connecting point for why Kaiman is also so terrifying in addition to being immune to magic.
Right.
Because, yeah, he's quite capable of dispatching people.
Right.
Amongst this world of badasses and, terrifying individuals, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's a gap somehow, reconnects with the cross organization or whatever.
Yeah.
And that transformation happens. And I'm guessing that the harvesting of the heads was for the purpose of maybe, I don't know, the whole thing of the factory that would drain, siphon people's smoke and whatnot, feels kind of similar.
The main thing, though, is that they have a special thing internally within them that's more connected to their cardiovascular system.
Right.
That pumps the smoke. So it's more near the heart rather than the brain.
Right.
So I don't think that necessarily works.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it would go. But
right. The head part is the part that I feel like is a little bit wonky because when En sees him leave, he goes through a door and he's headless.
Wait, actually, there's another thing we know.
Okay.
So we got Risu backstory as well.
Yes.
We got Risu backstory. He was a part of the Cross-Eyed
group.
Cross-Eyed group.
What episode was that?
I want to say it might have been 9, but I'm not sure.
It was around Blue Night.
Yeah, I think it was around Blue Night. But he's doing his thing. He goes to the place without his partner. He gets attacked, right? We know the kind of person Risu was before. This entity that went against En, this is clearly a different entity. So there is a point between when Risu got killed, right?
Yes.
And the head was removed. So here's a theory.
Okay.
The head being removed is that you actually have someone who is a traveling head that can take control of bodies.
Okay.
They get someone who's immune to magic, rip off their head, put their head on. That's or something like that, or someone with time magic or whatever, right? If the magic is a cardiovascular thing, right? Because of the vein and whatnot, then theoretically, could you replace the head and take over the body of the person with their magic, right? And basically change what kind of magic you have. That would explain how this person has time magic and things like that, but then also why the whole idea of the head inside of, or the person inside of Kaiman's head and everything, why that's so important, you know?
Yeah, I'm going through basically everything here, but I haven't actually found Risu's backstory here, but I am listening to everything you're saying, and I am very much in agreement that there's a possibility that the idea of the head is something connected to an entity that needs basically bodies.
So here's my theory.
Okay.
Ebisu used her magic on specifically one of the severed heads to turn it into a lizard head.
Right.
Then that head gets put on someone with magic immunity,
which is then Kaiman.
Kaiman,
there we go.
Right. But
And Kaiman doesn't
how that connects to Risu, I'm not sure. But the fact that Risu really doesn't know much of anything about this, you know?
And I think that's because Risu...
That's telling.
Risu
also got their head ripped off.
Well, Risu's got his head ripped off, but it was the thing of where he was restored using noise healing. So the actual, like, magic or whatever that he would have just isn't necessarily there.
Or maybe he has it again now if it restored it. I don't know. Would
it be, though?
Well, maybe. I mean, if it restores the body to its previous state, maybe the body just hadn't produced magic by that point, but then it becomes... Like, if Risu is the one that has the anti-magic that's just... It's just sort of flowing through his body or whatever. I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is a crazy show, and I feel like we're constantly getting closer and closer, but because everything is so weird, we're never... crisply sure of what the situation is.
Here it is. I found Risu's little backstory thing here.
Oh, episode 8. Okay.
Yeah, it's episode 8. So he goes back, finds the cactus dead. He really died that day. That day I got a job from the Cross-Eyes division leader, Tanabe, as usual.
Right. But it was without the...
He has the black powder.
But without the partner, go on the mission.
Right. The partner, also, if I remember correctly, I had some serious sus put on him.
Oh,
as
really?
The way that he basically acted, because he was like, don't go... Yeah, but be careful, Risu. The Cross-Eyes can't be trusted.
Right, if you get in trouble, call me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes to the ruins.
And then he dies.
Yeah,
and actually...
has his head ripped off.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
So this is probably the same person that did it. It's something separate. Okay, so this entity, this almost gives me kind of like a rail tracer vibe from like Bacano, where you've got this person and they're doing this and you don't necessarily know why they're doing this, but they take people's heads off. That's what they do. Okay.
Dude, remember when they have the extra of Kaiman's head? I'm telling you, man. That was him too.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
So if he has time magic, then that would have been very easy to be like, what? Where any extra? Oh, grab that head. Like...
sure, yeah.
Like then
right.
you wouldn't need necessarily...
Right, if you're talking about if the killer is the entity within Kaiman, and then the entity within Kaiman realizes what's going on and then uses time magic to basically make their escape or whatever.
No. Time magic means you don't have to be physically there. You just need to be looking through the places and have experienced something in your past, so then you go back in time, grab the thing.
What part are you talking about?
Remember the part where they were going to analyze...
The head, and then they open the mouth, and then the lights go out and all that stuff.
And then the head's gone.
Right.
That was a point when this killer went back in time, probably, knew that this was happening there.
Oh,
grabbed
gotcha. Yeah.
Before they ended up looking into anything regarding it.
Right, yes.
Which means that, it is connected.
Not the head inside the head or anything like that doing magic, but someone finds out about it.
Right.
And then at some point in the future, they just go back in time
which in my mind means it has to be connected directly to Kaiman, because it's someone that has the memories of being there at that event. So Nikaido also is potentially pretty sus just in general, because she was there as well, and she has time magic.
But one of the other ways that it could just go is it could also just be talking about the stakes as a result of them looking inside the mouth. That if they did any analysis, it would change things on such a fundamental level that it would leave a trail that could be found out about.
Yes, totally.
And then the person just goes up.
But it still doesn't change the fact that it happened.
No. Yeah. But who knows whether we're going for original timeline stuff or in some other already been mucked with,
Sorry guys if you're having trouble keeping up with this. We're already talking a little bit crazy, and we're jumping past a couple things that we're already assuming a little bit to be a certain way with regards to how time magic works.
Time travel gets weird, and there's a reason why Steins Gate basically spent the first first half of the show, just
explaining
how it works, because it works differently in every story. Sometimes, a lot of the time, stories aren't even consistent with how it works within the story. One of the biggest problems is that if you have something where someone goes back in time to make something happen, how do you need to make sure that it gets to a point where they could go back in time. So like Prisoner of Azkaban, when Harry goes back to save himself, he couldn't actually save himself because he would have died the first time, and then he never would have been able to go back and save himself. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's weird. What's happening here? Who knows? Time magic is definitely at play in potential multiple ways. So
and so I think the biggest, easiest explanation involved here, and we can use Risu and Kaiman's situation as kind of an example of this, is that multiple iterations of essentially the same person can be existing in the same timeline, and they'll never know that each other are this.
All right, I like
because they can all be from a linear progression of different iterations in the future that are going back and mucking with things there.
Right. So the way that Risu exists is that Risu's head is the original head.
Right.
But Risu's head ended up getting put on a body that had time magic in order to get time magic. At that point, they continued time schisms and things like that, right? Turned into a whole different person. They end up being this killer, and then they harvest more heads, potentially to just who knows why, right?
Wait a minute.
But yeah, if they're harvesting the heads, not the bodies, that makes it seem like the heads are what they're after, not the bodies, which would have the magic itself.
Whoa. Hold on. Nikaido has... Nikaido, if I remember correctly, Nikaido had a moment.
What? Be more specific. What are you talking about? The whole thing of when she found Kaiman, or when it was the body without the head, or what?
Yeah. It's the stuff of where she's remembering back that whole event from her perspective.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it's like, oh,
coming out of the manhole, and
but it's just something where, because it's from her internal perspective, there's no bias necessarily for it.
Right, other than just misinformation of whatever she knows,
Right. And... Oh, man. I'm going to save this for a later thing.
Okay.
I almost want to do a podcast on this show once it's done with the first season. Because I think I have an idea, but I just need to go in and look at the footage and see what we have, because I think I have an idea as to why Nikaido is involved but will never use her magic.
Okay.
I think there's a reason that
I'm curious to see what
theoretically makes some sense as to why she should never use it. And I think that's
beyond just the general time muckery.
Right. So I'm going to give you the vague kind of idea of what I'm thinking about here, is that Nikaido knows that time magic is currently being used, but if she uses it before it's time for her to use it, it will muck up how it's being used in the past. So I can. I'm going to go and look into the footage, and I'll be able to.
Okay, so this is where the whole idea of time either. Does it change the universe you're currently in, or does it actually create a split, separate universe? Because if you have two people doing time magic at the same time,
I would say it does not create necessarily a split universe. Like,
okay, because if it doesn't, and you have multiple people with time magic that could potentially be enemies and like antagonistic to each other, it literally is all resolved by whoever uses theirs first.
Well, first is relative.
No, but...
No, I know what you mean.
No, but like, if they get to a point where they're going to fight each other in, like, but flesh and blood, space-time,
right. But this is also a chaos show.
Oh,
so
no, totally.
They're not going to resolve it with a clean
right.
But everything is done.
But if it changes the universe you're in rather than creating separate universes, then if one person uses their time magic first, even if the second person goes back farther than them or would go back farther than them, as soon as the first person goes back in time, the universe shifts to account for whatever changes they made, which would very well result in the other person not actually using their magic because they never knew that they needed to fight this person to begin with, right?
Unless you're more in conflict with yourself, and hence this OP is actually way more on the nose than we've been willing to leg
potentially
on. And the fact that we have an army of Kaimans just waltzing around with with heads of gyoza, which is, if I think about it in the sense that Nikaido is trying to arrange things in a specific way, that means that this is basically Nikaido is maneuvering Nikaido is maneuvering Kaim in a specific way with her magic, basically, and the gyoza is just a representation of the fact that this is Nikaido's influence and it's showing it as the head.
Or it could just be that he's only thinking about Nikaido.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
Like, because I don't think Nikaido's doing any like gigabrain, like, you know, manipulation or whatever. I feel like she really has wanted that simple life and that she's been living that out.
Right. I don't think that is where Nikaido is currently doing things. I'm saying that Nikaido of the future is probably trying to save Kaiman.
Okay.
And has screwed it up so many times, probably, that she'd never use magic anymore, basically.
Hold on just a second. The graphics card thing is...
Okay, well, that's a good time to call, actually.
Yes, it's a good time to stop it.
We had a lot of really cool things we're getting into here. But guys, last episode, but we were also doing this special bonus footage OVA type thing that has a bunch of extra things that will be after that. So if you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Info in the description down below. It's awesome.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.